Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled Cloudy Days in the Forecast. Lord, will you are edified. My source, Natural News. And this article is entitled Americans Are Losing Recent Wage Gains Due to Inflation Surge. This article was published November 19, 2021. The rises in Americans' average hourly earnings we've seen recently have been completely wiped out by inflation and then some. And that's the focal point for this lesson. So it doesn't matter if that person that was once making $15 an hour and now is making $20 an hour. Well, that person is not profiting. Why? Because he's paying more at the gas pump. He's paying more inside of the grocery stores. Okay? Average worker worse off today than a year ago despite higher pay. This means that the average American worker is faring worse today than they did a year ago despite their nominal pay rising. Inflation is simply outpacing these pay rises, and it is affecting a broad range of goods. One area where inflation can be felt deeply is at the gas pump, where the prices of gasoline have risen nearly 50% in the last 12 months. Food prices also continue to rise, with last month's 0.9% increase largely driven by eggs, vegetables, meat, fish, bakery products, and cereals. Healthcare costs are also on the rise, climbing 0.5% last month and the biggest gain seen in 17 months. Polls find Americans have a bleak outlook on the economy. A recent survey of inflation expectations from the New York Federal Reserve found that consumers are expecting to see inflation run at a pace of 5.7% over the next year. Cloudy days in the forecast, which is the highest pace ever seen since the data started being recorded in 2013. There are, however, a few areas where pay is outpacing inflation, such as for low-income workers in hospitality and leisure. Those working in bars and restaurants saw nominal hourly wages climb 11.2% over the past year, which is well above the inflation rate. It is largely the middle class that has been experiencing wage growth below inflation levels. The situation has been pushing some workers to change jobs in a movement that has been dubbed the Great Resignation. Employees are walking away from jobs for a variety of reasons, from a lack of affordable childcare and reprioritizing their lives post-lockdown to a desire to start their own business. However, many Americans are quitting to move into higher paying positions to offset the higher prices of rent, food, gas, and other goods. And Esau is promoting this inflation because he simply wants to wipe out the middle class. Case in point, Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor. There's no middle within small and great. There's no middle between rich and poor. Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, just to prove that there will not be a middle class in the future to come. Okay? Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day, you know what? Let's start at verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Verse 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Your economists. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay? And that's the focal point of this lesson. Cloudy days in the forecast for these so-called Americans, all right, that continue to believe in this system. All right? There's not going to be a going back prior to 3 to 4 to 5 years ago. It's only going to get worse. Okay? Point blank, period. Lord will, you're edified. Shalom.